Okay, so now I'm going to go through the muscles that act on the elbow. So the first one I'm going to talk through is the biceps brachii. So that's basically a flexor of the elbow joint. It originates from the coracoid process of the scapula and the supraglenoid tubercle, which is basically the top of the glenoid fossa. And the two heads come down and insert into the radial tuberosity of the ulna, which is around about here. So to feel this muscle, if you get the patient to flex against resistance, you can see there that the muscle contracts and the muscle belly becomes quite prominent. The next muscle is the triceps brachii, so that's on the posterior aspect of the forearm. So this originates from the infraglenoid tubercle, which is basically the bottom of the glenoid fossa. It also originates from the posterior proximal half of the humerus and the distal half of the posterior humerus, and it comes down and inserts into the olecranon process of the ulna there. So to feel this muscle, if you get the patient to extend against resistance, you can see there the muscle contracts and comes down like this. Okay, the next muscle we're going to go through is the brachialis. This is again a flexor of the elbow. It originates from the distal half of the anterior surface of the humerus and inserts into the coronoid process of the ulna. So again, to feel this, it sort of sits under the biceps brachii, but if you get them to flex again against resistance and sort of feel just under the biceps brachii, you should be able to feel that muscle there. Next up is the brachioradialis. This acts as like a divider between the extensors of the wrist and the flexors of the wrist. It originates from the lateral supracondylar ridge of the humerus, and it comes down and inserts into the radial styloid down here. So what you can get the patient to do again is to flex against resistance, and you can feel this muscle here, and also if they flex the wrist, you can also feel that muscle there. Next up is the pronator teres. So that originates from the common flexor origin on the medial epicondyle and inserts into the middle lateral surface of the radius. So, and also the coronoid process of the ulna there, so it comes across like this, and this helps to pronate the forearms to move the radius over the ulna. Next up is the pronator quadratus. So again, this is the pronator of the forearm. It originates from the anterior distal half of the ulna and inserts into the anterior distal half of the radius. It's sort of a short muscle here, and again that assists with the pronation of the elbow. Of this joint here. Next up is the anconeus. So this is quite a really small muscle to find. It's found on the back of the sort of posterior of the elbow here. It originates from the lateral epicondyle, which is here, and it inserts into the olecranon process and also the posterior proximal surface of the ulna, which is around about here. So it sort of does this motion. And again, that is help with extension of the elbow. Next up is a supinator. So that originates from the lateral epicondyle here and inserts into the anterior lateral surface of the proximal third of the radius. So it comes, proximal third of the radius, so it comes like this. And again, that helps with supination. So if you move your hand back, that helps with supination. So it comes into the radius. Finally, you've got the palmaris longus. This helps to flex the wrist, but also it helps to flex the elbow. It originates from the common flexor tendon on the medial epicondyle, and it inserts into the flexor retinaculum. So if you get the patient to put their forefinger together, you can see the tendon there becomes quite prominent, and it comes up here. In some people, around 10% of the population, though, this tendon isn't present.